What is up, fight fans? We're back for another episode of Under Wraps. And as per usual, we're bringing that heat. We're bringing a very, very big fight card. We can't wait. And without wasting any more time, I'm about to introduce my guests. They're not really guests, they're residents in this show. But you know, we got to do it in style. We got to do it in style. Coming in out of Johannesburg, South Africa, we've got the Big Bang, Mr. TL3 Cool. Tabang. Beep, 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 beep.
Ba, 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 ba. Like all the time, man, all the time, and we don't have horns
We
yet.
don't have
And
horns yet, man.
here I was thinking I was a 50 shareholder in this whole situation. Now I find out that no, I'm a guest.
No, man. I
I'm
had
gonna
to I had
start.
to
I'm
fix
gonna
that
start. I'm gonna
resident, you
start
know.
asking. I'm gonna start asking where the toilets are around this house. The fuck, bro? Where do you keep the
Hey,
plates?
bro. Hey, bro. Guys, he's throwing shade, but he knows
What's
the show
up?
can't happen without him. And the other guy, you know, our resident lightweight on under wraps, coming in at 75 kgs. Hey, Mr. BJJ, Mr. Shirtless himself. Beep, 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 Ryan.
Up.
Oh, God.
What's up, folks?
What up, boy?
Boys? Let's do this thing.
Let's do it. Let's do
What's
it.
up?
Gents,
What's
who's
up?
excited? I know I am. Big fight card. I feel like we only do this thing when there's a huge fight card, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
We've got a big
And
one.
this is an exciting one. Yes. There's not a single fight on this card that I'm not excited to see.
Dude. Shish. It's about to get lit.
No, it's madness.
It's about to get lit.
Madness.
Now, I don't want to dabble into the prelims, gentlemen. I feel like that takes up too much time. But looking into our main card, we've got Esparza versus Zhang Wei Li. What a beautiful fight. I'm really, really, really excited for that. I'd like to get your predictions, boys, before we dabble into this thing and dive into it. Big Bang, let's go. What's your prediction on that one? Who's taking it?
Off the cuff, Zhang Wei Li
Okay,
all day.
okay.
Yeah.
And Ryan?
I gotta go with Wei Li as well.
Okay. Let's dive into that one. Why, fellas? Why do you not see Esparza as a threat at this level? I mean, she's taken the title. She's the current champ. Nama Yunus couldn't reply to that. So, what makes you guys think that Esparza's not going to take it? Because personally, I think she's going to bring it.
Look, she's definitely gonna bring a fight, as she does. But I think if you look at finishing ability, strengths and skills in each area, Wei Li is over the top in almost all of them. Maybe in the wrestling department, we're yet to see who has the edge. But we know Wei Li's been training with Henry Cejudo, so we know her wrestling is definitely up to the right level.
Yeah. Mine is I've never seen Esparza carrying Ganu, and I saw Zhang Wei Li carrying Ganu. So look, anyone that can carry that mountain of a person, in my books, beats anyone. Right. So I actually feel sorry for Esparza. Her fighting style is not gonna be very effective against Zhang Wei Li's punching power and just the athleticism, man. Like she's faster, right? Esparza is a bit slow. She's more of a wrestler stance type fighter, right? She's got that lateral movement side to side, and Zhang Wei Li is more kung fu slash karate slash I'm gonna kick your ass style. You know what I mean? So I I really don't see. Maybe if Esparza can take her down and keep her there, but I don't see that happening as well because I think Zhang Wei Li is stronger.
So do you not think that Esparza is going to try and take her to the ground as quick as she can? I think that would be the smartest thing to do. I don't think Jean Wei Li could I think maybe not. She could probably keep up, but I think that's Esparza's best bet at the moment because trying to stand up with Wei Li is almost impossible at this point, man.
I think so. Hey, and I mean, I think Carla's gonna start off a little slow, feel her out, and try wrestle as the fight goes on. I think it'll be a bit reckless for her to just try and shoot right off the bat,
Mm.
particularly when they're fresh, because the last thing she wants is to end up having her takedown stuffed and being on the bottom with Whaley on top of her.
Mm, mm, mm. When we were looking at Chandler Gaethje, that was by far in my top 5 all-time fights in the UFC. Can we expect the same from Poirier Chandler? Let's start with the predictions. Ryan, let's start with you, bro. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Mike Chandler. Yeah, I think this is also gonna be an exciting fight. Poirier has said that he's coming to finish Chandler, and as we know, Chandler doesn't have a back step button in his arsenal. He just pushes forward, and like we've heard from some of the other fighters, a blatant wanted disregard for his own safety. So you know he's going to put himself right in the fire from the get.
Tawang, what do you say, bro?
Yo, Poirier. I give it to Poirier. I
Okay.
think second round knockout.
Why?
So Chandler's last fight, the one with Gaethje, um, it was a 3 round fight. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
By the third round, he was spent proper. Right? He tends to put too much energy into the first round. He doesn't do that like the whole feeling out process. Right? And I think that doesn't work for him. It leaves him open to counter shots. And going against a master puncher that Poirier is, he's gonna be in trouble. You know, he needs to be extra careful. Um, those swinging overhead rights might not work as well against Poirier.
Mm, mm, mm. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be one hectic fight. I think it goes the full bout. I don't see anyone tapping out or getting knocked out of this one. But I do think Poirier might take this one. I'm a huge Chandler fan. But the only reason I'm saying Poirier is because of his boxing, right? They're going to want to stand up. They're going to want to do another Gaethje um, um, Chandler situation. And I don't think
Mm.
I don't think Poirier will let it go that far when it comes to boxing. His boxing is just superb, bro. If anything, I've said this before on this show. I think he's one of the best boxers we have in the UFC alongside Max Holloway and them and the likes, you know. So I don't think Chandler's boxing and stand up is gonna help him on this one. Although he has the endurance and he does have the chin on him, I don't see him getting a chance to wrestle much with Poirier either. For some odd reason,
Mm.
like I don't see them. I don't see them. Yeah, wrestling much either. So yeah, that's the reason I'm gonna go with Poirier on that one. Let's dive straight into our main card, fellas. Adesanya and Pereira. Um, I've never looked forward to a fight as much as I'm looking forward to this fight, gents. I mean, this is what rivalries are made of, man. This is the type of shit DC and Marvel are always trying to recreate. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we have it here on this card. The fact that Pereira has gotten 2 wins over Adesanya just makes it even more intense for me.
Mm.
And look, you know what? Before I tell you who I think is going to take it, Ryan, who do you think is taking this one?
Oh, this is a tough one. This is a tough one to call. But I'm going to put my faith in the champion. I think Israel can get it done. I think he wants this win more than anything. I think he said as much himself. For him, this fight is not about the belt; it's about beating Alex Pereira.
100%. Taban?
Pereira has a left hook, huh?
I mean, that's all though that we're
Sure.
looking at. This is what
No.
everyone leading up to this fight has been talking about. Every single person. And I mean,
Well.
when you look at his highlights since he's gotten into the UFC, it has worked for him, right? But can you go into a fight with just the left hook? Let me just get your prediction first, though.
Okay, prediction. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the style bender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say just now what happens in my brain.
Okay. But like I was saying, man, do you go into a fight just trusting in your left hook? That's not all that a fight is made of. I think you need to have a lot more going for you when you're going to come at a current style bender. You know what I mean? There's other people that he's fought that we could argue hit harder. Your Yoel Romero's, those type of guys. Your Robert Whitaker, Bobby Knuckles. I mean, that guy hits and punches like a train. But I mean, you can't go into a fight with just the left hook. And I was watching the other
And
day.
the flying knee.
And
Knee.
I mean, he's basically going in as a kickboxer, right? And I see that, like, the way that he sets up that left hook is brilliant. For some odd reason, he always finds a way to set it up brilliantly, right? And that's what is.
He has two main ways that he uses it to set up that left hook, depending on your stance.
Yeah.
One of the ways that he likes to do it is if you're in a southpaw facing him, being in orthodox, he likes to throw his high kick. So then when you step out to either block or avoid the high kick, he steps in with that left hook and catches your chin.
Yep.
And then when you're the same stance, orthodox on him, we saw him use that against Sean Strickland. He starts baiting the low kick and the body shots, and he level changes to get your hands to come forward, and then he comes up into. Look, it's very well done, valid. Sean Strickland is not exactly on the same technical level as Adesanya, so I think it'll be a little harder than that. I think if he does land that left hook, it's going to have to be at the tail end of an engagement, or he rushes in. In the kickboxing fight where he knocked him out there, he threw a right hand, stepped off into the left, catching Adesanya with his hands away from the chin.
And let's not forget that left hook only worked once on Adesanya, technically, right? Because the other fight went the full bar.
Yeah, and even the fight where he did get it, that was only in the third round.
Yeah, after getting his ass whooped in the second round.
Oh yeah, and even in the first fight, I would argue that Adesanya did take rounds 2 and round 3 he had him hurt bad.
Didn't he have a standing 8 count in that one where he knocked him out in the third?
Yeah, he got a standing 8 count in the second round. Yeah.
Exactly. So and I was also watching when they were talking about it the other day. He keeps that left hook really low, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Really, really low.
He does it on purpose.
He does it on purpose, but it works to his advantage. But I think Adesanya is a bit too fast for that right now, bro. You know what I mean? And clinching and all of that, I don't think is gonna help him in this one. I mean, it never did help him before, but nonetheless, my vote goes to the style bender. But gentlemen, there is this bug that's flying around the UFC where long reigning champs are losing their belts. We can't ignore it. It's happening, right? We've got Usman who lost his belt. You know what I mean? Who else? Help me out. Long reigning guys. Just
Um,
recently, man. Well, Nunes as well. Amanda
okay.
Nunes.
But she got it back.
She got it
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
She got it back.
true.
But there's been a lot of upsets lately. You know what I mean? I mean, look at how can we forget? This is the guy I was getting to actually. Oliveira. That's big
True.
Yeah,
upset, bro. You know what I mean? As much as he wasn't a long reigning, but there is that bug that's out there right now, and I think it helps that Adesanya actually lost to Jan in that other division, so that he can get that loss actually out of his system in the UFC. You know, and I think
I would say he took that loss better than most fighters do.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Most fighters, when you see them take a loss like that later in their career, you see it weighs on them a little bit.
One hundred
With
percent.
him, it was fine. Yeah, and even for that fight, I mean, he didn't make a commitment to moving up a division. And if we're honest, he got out wrestled. The striking was, you could say, even.
Mm.
And there's been no one that's been able to replicate Jan as much as they said, Adesanya, we've got the cheat code now. We've broken him down. We know exactly what to do. No one's been able to do it yet, right? And our number two, Bobby Knuckles, is but is like he is number two for a reason, right? He's number one, isn't he? On one or two, but he's there for a reason,
He's
bro.
number
I
one.
think it's just he's just unfortunate right now. But if Adesanya wasn't there, I think Bobby would be um, the the champ right now for sure, right?
Ah, I have to agree. I
So
mean,
Mm.
in the top five, the only person he hasn't beaten is obviously the champion, and then I think it was Paulo Costa, and then Pereira. But other than that, he's kind of gone through everyone else.
which leads me to my next question, fellas. Let's speak hypothetical. Let's say Adesanya wins this fight. Who's his next fight? Because like we just mentioned, he's fought Robert Whitaker twice already. He's torn through most of the guys in that division. There's not really anyone new in there, is there? Apart from Pereira.
Uh, I wouldn't say that other than Pereira, there are a couple of up and coming guys
Mm-hmm.
that we haven't seen him fight. Our boy Drickus, Andre Muniz, that Nazardine Imavov. All these guys are tough fights for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and of course, we don't know what happens if Darren Till manages to get the win over our boy Drickus.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that also puts him in there. We haven't seen Jacko Manson make his way up to the title yet. So, I mean, there's
Mm-hmm.
still some guys for him to face, just not immediately. I think after this fight, you need to let a couple of matches play out.
Mm.
And to be honest with you, a third fight with Whitaker is not off the table either. I mean, he loses to Adesanya twice, and that's it. He's beaten everyone else that he's fought. Darren Till, Jared Cannonier, Marvin Vittori, Derek Brunson.
Yeah, but
I'm sure.
what does that do to pay per view sales, man? You know, like
I
Adesanya
don't.
is a
I don't know
main
what to
event
say.
guy. What does that do to pay per view when he fights Bobby Knuckles for the third time? Because
Well, I think
you know,
people
Yeah.
love Bobby Knuckles as well, and they'll be more than happy to see that fight again. And look, we can argue the same thing for Max Holloway and Volkanovski. It's a similar thing. Two losses straight and still came back for a third.
for sure. But that's why you can put them as co-main event. But could you actually put Adesanya as a co-main, being the name
No,
that he
no,
is?
fair enough.
No.
Yeah. So on that, something I've seen that the UFC does is when it comes to main events and there's two title fights, they always put the heavier weight class as the main event.
Yeah, but they would never put Izzy where he's not gonna be main. He's never not headlined since he's been champion.
No, he hasn't. But I mean, also look at the other guys that have been on the card. with them. They've all been lighter weight guys. It's never been middleweight, light heavyweight, or a middleweight.
For sure,
I
for
mean
sure.
heavyweight. Sorry.
But do you think Tabang that the gloves are going to play a big impact on this fight?
Yeah, yeah. Um, in two ways for me. So they are they dangerous for Adesanya, um, from Pereira's standpoint, right? So Pereira punches real hard, right?
Mm,
And with the smaller gloves, the chances of getting your lights put out are more if you get a powerful puncher, right? Adesanya's more volume punching, right? He picks his spots. Um, so your traditional kickboxing arms up or boxing type style arms up with the smaller gloves doesn't work as well with gloves. So you need to parry a bit more, um, instead of putting your gloves up, right? Whereas in kickboxing, you can put your gloves up and be safe from punches. Not in MMA.
mm,
So yeah, so for me, it's Adesanya will have more success with the hits because he's faster. But if and when Pereira catches him, we might have problems.
Yeah,
okay, so
that's fair to say.
is it going the full bout? Yes, no?
I think that this is a toss-up because I think
Mm.
uh, Pereira has a better chance at that one-shot knockout. But I think at this stage in Adesanya's career, especially because if you compare him now versus when he was kickboxing against Pereira, his style is very different. He has
Mhm.
Mm,
he has a bigger
The
emphasis.
style is bent, Baba.
Exactly. He has a bigger emphasis on defensive footwork, head movement, and positioning.
mm, mm, mm. All right, gentlemen. I look forward to this fight. I can't wait. Unfortunately, it's not in Abu Dhabi, so we won't be watching it at a normal
Maybe
time for
you,
us. Eh?
hey bro, I'm staying up for that.
I'm definitely
Yep.
staying up for that, bro.
Oh yeah. And I'll be there from the early prelims for sure.
Yeah. All right, fellas, gentlemen, thank you so much once again for pitching as you usually do. Looking forward to these fights. Hopefully, we can come back and actually look at what happened in this fight. Hopefully, the bug doesn't catch Adesanya.
Yeah.
And next time, inspired by this episode, I want to give you guys some homework, please. If you guys can round up your top 5 MMA fighters of all time, let's run that by in our next episode. I'm really curious to hear who you guys have in your top 5 in order of GOAT status, right? Right?
Hundreds.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode. Stay tuned for this weekend, and hopefully our picks could help you make your right decisions when it comes to betting. But if not, hope you enjoy the fights. Look forward to speaking to you guys on the next one. Cheers.